right, thank you for keeping it here still at KUtv Kenya. This is KUtv Rise. Today's Biashara Tuesday. Interact with us, continue interacting with us on social media on the hashtag Biashara Tuesday. Another doctor who's tuned into the show, Dr. Arwa Frederico, anasema wewe ndio inside man wetu, talks to Omondi to open us to more opportunities. So that's a reaction to what we had there as a discussion with Dr. Austin Omondi, who you can find on Twitter as famously known as Japrado, where he's disseminating medical information to you on his Twitter timeline, and this is verifiable information. You can check his credentials as well, as he said there, through the relevant government bodies. But that conversation on modern technology and the impact that it's had on healthcare delivery also includes social media, of course, as part of those modern technologies. How can we make healthcare affordable in the Republic? Step number one is for you to get yourself NHIF cover, according to Dr. Austin Omondi. It's going to be really a great help to you when you're undergoing some of those major challenges and costs that you might face in hospital. Right about now, I am going to shift gears a bit. That was a conversation with a youth who's trying to promote empowerment through the medical fraternity, the youth there. Sadly, I think we didn't speak about gender equality, but we are going to get into that conversation. How can the youth be involved in youth empowerment and gender equality? Vijana African Voices Initiative, VAVI, is here with me. The founder is also here to tell us about the journey so far, and also one of the members there. I'll be introducing them once I come back from this break, so don't go far. Viva Vavi. Yeah, if it was one Miguna, it will say Viva, but today it's Vavi, so maybe Vavi Viva. But this is Vijana African Voices Initiative. It is a youth-led, community-based organization, and it's now becoming a symbol of hope that advocates for the voice of the youth and promotes gender equality. That's the conversation we're having here, and how you can get to participate also in promoting youth empowerment. Remember earlier on, we also had a conversation with another youth-led organization, which is also having a look at some of the ways to impart leadership skills and also promote environmental awareness within schools. Now, another youth-led organization here with me. The founder, who's with me on set, Evans Macharia, is going to also be accompanied here by Susan Mukuhi, who is a youth advocate as well over at Vijana African Voices. Guys, welcome to the show. I'm going to start with the lady. Yeah. Please introduce yourself rightfully, and also your role over at Vijana African Voices Initiative.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Susan Mukuhi from Vijana Voices Initiative. I am the secretary there. I am a youth advocate, HIV prevention ambassador, among other roles in the society. Okay. Thank you for having us.
All right, you're welcome. Founder, Bwana Evans. Yeah. I'm shocked you're not calling yourself CEO. I am used to founder and CEO.
Well, it depends on how you want people to relate to you. Okay. CEO is more of corporate-ish kind of thing. Right. But a founder, I feel it's more of owning what you're doing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So introduce yourself then as a founder, and let's leave the CEO. And then when you began VAVI.
The VAVI. Okay. Right. So first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here. So we thank you. And first and foremost, my name is Evans Macharia, founder of Vijana African Voices. As you said, VAVI, it's an acronym of our initiative. And we started in the year 2021 December. Right. But formally on April 2022. So we run in Kiambu sub-county as a CBO. You're supposed to work in a particular sub-county. So we focus mostly in Kiambu sub-county. And the way we started the Vijana African Voices was quite interesting, because we find that having worked with different organizations that are tailored to support the adolescent girls and young women in our community. So everywhere you go to the community, you find that they ask the question, what about the boy child? And you find that because I'm a boy, they question you even, they challenge you.
Your fellow boy child.
Yes, what are you doing about the boy child in our community? So I think it brought the conversation of what are we going to do as youths in our community to ensure that the boy child is not left behind. So that's led to the birth of Vijana African Voices Initiative.
All right. Coming back to you, Susan, what is it that you guys advocate for, and how do you do it?
Okay. So Vijana African Voices, as he had said, it was born from the need to bridge a gap that we identified of we're empowering girls, but they're coming back to the same boys who are not empowered. And you see, when there's imbalance, there is conflict. When there's imbalance, there's agenda that will feel they need to fight back. So what we do, it is in line with the Sustainable Development Goals 3 and 5. The first one is good health and wellness. The second one is gender equality. So we plan to approach this differently. That's what we've been doing, because we bring both gender on board. We have a conversation where if we mentor girls, how about boys? So we bring both boys and girls and have a conversation on how they should embrace their gender and also not see the other gender as a threat. So we do community development projects. We are involved in various community projects. For example, we are able to have a forum for competence. We bring youths together, both male and female, and talk about competence, because we believe that if each one of us achieves their dreams, utilizes their potential, we're not going to have this issue of I'm a man, I'm a woman. So we want personal development, personal growth, and so we had a forum called Incompetence Forum that we brought youths together. We've also had mentorship. We do mentorship to both boys and girls, and one of our major projects was Boys to Men program, where we mentored boys who were initiated into the African system. So when the class 8 boys were initiated to manhood, we had a mentorship program, because things don't go wrong, they start wrong. So we start with pre-teen before we get to the youth. An empowered and a youth who is a teen who is aware of themselves, they'll make an empowered youth. So we do mentorship and so much more.
Okay, and so much more. Bwana Founder, so much more. What other areas of impact can you mention apart from the ones that Susan just highlighted there for us?
I think the major fact currently that is affecting our youth, it's matters of mental health. You find that it is a major factor, because this mental health is something that you cannot see or able to know by the look of somebody, whatever he or she is going through. So I think that is key when we are promoting our awareness and promoting the well-being of the youth. So we try breaking the barriers in matters of mental health, HIV prevention. We promote ways of HIV prevention, and then also the triple threat infection, where we try and ensure that our youth then don't get new HIV infection, the sexual gender-based violence, and also unwanted teenage pregnancy.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Is also setting up of business a part of the empowerment programs that you do?
Part of empowerment is mostly skills.
Okay.
What skills do we
need to impart?
Yes. Because you can't offer somebody a business when you have not taught him how to save, how to form a business plan. So part of it, we have forums where we train on entrepreneurial skills and financial capability, part of the skills, to ensure that they have the skills and the capability to run even that business they want to start.
All right.
Yes.
I would like you to handle the the gender equality angle for this next question that I'm going to ask, and this is based on the challenges that are faced by the young people in trying to promote empowerment. So what are the ones that maybe you've seen that are very difficult tasks or difficult areas for the youth to tackle in the journey towards empowerment and also in the journey towards gender equality, and how can we address these challenges?
I think the number one key thing we've seen is youth incompetency, whereby we lack the knowledge and the skills to be able to facilitate us to have the necessary skills for us to achieve our goals in life, especially in matters of the small things, starting by time management, savings, the small gaps we identify. When you're able to address those concerns, the incompetency part of it, because we find that the African setup, we are told, if you're not employed in an office, you're not working.
You don't have a job.
And currently, the world is evolving in a new, style where you see the online, people are working online. You don't have to be employed. You can work even at home. So breaking the ISO gaps, the set norms by the community that you have to have an office.
Lazima uende 8 to 5.
So the incompetency part of it is to identify what is the challenges in our community and how can we able to solve the problem, and also part of it get income when doing the solving of it.
Right. That's great. Income, but also still getting skills in the process. Earlier you'd mentioned that when you are doing some of these forums and meetups, there's that question about what about the boy child? Yeah.
Yes.
Are such statements part of the challenges that are there towards promoting gender equity? Because you're trying to solve an issue here, you're saying these lives matter, and you're saying all the lives matter.
Exactly.
So let's just focus on everyone.
Yes.
And what are some of the other challenges maybe that you can point out to us?
Okay, so for example, we'll start with looking at the triple threat. Triple threat comprises of sexual gender-based violence, unwanted pregnancy or unplanned pregnancy, and HIV infections. Most of the time we find that when it comes to pregnancy, we look at the girls, but are the boys involved? Do the girls get pregnant by themselves? So when you look at that from that angle, you see the need to bridge that gap, that you want boys to also be aware of the sexual health. I think looking at where we're coming from as a nation, we are coming from a place where girls were discriminated, and we focused our effort in saving the girl child. But on the same breath, we left the boy child. And so in a bid to also, men, you also fight back. You also want to be felt. So boy child has been fighting for himself in different ways. Maybe through the depression you've seen, and we've seen how maybe the men are also not able to handle challenges, not able to handle life issues. You've seen how it has come to affect even the relationships that our young people are involving themselves in. So we go back to the root cause of this. So gender equality in our view as Vijana African Voices is where we empower you as a person, or rather we help you empower yourself, because we always have the solutions to our problems. You get so empowered that you're able to reach your optimum potential. And number two, you also do not, for example, an empowered man will not feel intimidated being with an empowered woman. But when there's power imbalance, then there's a problem. So gender equality will be won when we bring both gender on board. And that's what, as Vijana African, we are doing. We don't want to make a girl feel special than boys. We don't want the boy child to feel special than girls.
All right. And now coming back to you, founder. Evans, how can the youth work together with the government or government institutions in trying to promote empowerment? Because we know the government has very many resources, and we are always trying to say, oh, youth fund, or this and that and this and that. But maybe sometimes the channels of accessing this are a bit difficult, or a bit the information is a bit vague. Yeah. Are there ways that you've seen so far in the projects that you've done we can get to partner with the government and the youth?
Yes, I think when you're looking at youth empowerments, we have the 4 E's that are involved in youth empowerment. Number 1 is engagement. How is the county government able to engage the youth in the conversation of them being empowered? What does empowerment mean to them? Because as the government, you might find their empowerment part of it might mean different to what the community and the youth need at that moment. So involving men in the conversation. And then number 2, the second E, we call it educate. You have this forum, at times tunasikianga kuna forums are used for discussion of the budget, but we are not
okay.
Yes. So at times we also to blame because we don't tujitumi, because that's where we're able to say this money should be allocated for this and this part of it. So the part of education and also part of, like I said, the skills, the small skills, getting to know if you're given this amount of money, how much are you supposed to save, how much is for investment, and that. Then the third E is called equipping them, equipping the skills, having platform. You've said the government have a lot of platform for youth to
access
be able
resources.
to, yes. So being able to equip these youths with the necessary skills, equipment, and materials to be able to actualize whatever they have, because youths have a lot of innovative ideas, but at the end of the day, tunakaa tu nazo because we don't know where the platform to showcase them, the platform to share them. And the last one is, you find that when you do all the E's, you're able to empower these youths in our community.
And finally, now you've gotten to the final boss, the empowerment.
Yes.
Okay, Susan, how can we use from before you guys came on air? We were having a discussion with an online-based medic currently, of course, to be posted to a physical healthcare institution, but they're utilizing their social media platform to help people deal with various healthcare issues. How can we use social media to advocate youth empowerment and gender equality? And is there a way that Vavi has been able to do that so far? I'll begin with you.
Okay. So social media, as we know, times have changed, and it has brought all of us into the same space. And we appreciate the essence of having a global world in a platform. So we have seen how youths, for example, the other day we had an issue of Jeff, and we saw how people rallied a hashtag for Jeff. He was a youth, and I'm sure most people who are using the hashtag, they are youths. So youths can use that to promote their skills, as he has talked about skills. They can sell their merchandises online. They can also promote an agenda. We can come together the way we can. You know, the way Kenya is brought together by a scenario. We come together and gag. We can also come and talk to the government, but we need to be in one voice. We need to also be in one spirit. When it comes to development, if we need to ask the government to do something for the youth, maybe to lower prices for something that will help the youth, we can come together. Vijana African Voices is in all social media platforms, and we're able to, first of all, send messages that we are able to also motivate, we're able to educate, we're able to bring what we do online. So it is a great platform for us to showcase what we do. It is very important for youths out there to use social media positively, because a lot of times we use it negatively. We should be there talking to these people that we hardly see in their offices, but you can, if you're able to talk, they're very cautious of their image. So if you're able to go to the social media and call them out, they are able to get that. So social media is powerful. It is a powerful tool that can destroy and also make. Can we, the youths, focus on the positive side? Can we be positive? Can we be responsible? Because we've seen youths coming out also, coming out to maybe say something, and they're body shamed. They're so much has happened. They are bullied. Cyberbullying has become a crime in Kenya. So can we use it positively? Can we send messages? Can we showcase what we do? We've seen people who have established businesses online. They do not have physical shop, but they're able to sell their merchandises. So innovation and also ideas. It's a platform to do so much.
All right. It's a platform to do so much, and you can do negative with it. There's that access at the press of a thumb, but you can also use it positively to promote an agenda, to promote your business, and also to interact positively with the rest of the users. As a youth founder yourself, what are some of those challenges you've had to face in promoting the cause of Vijana African Voices initiatives, and have you overcome them? And how? If you have, and if you haven't, why not? What's missing?
I would say if in anything you want to do in life, you must overcome challenges along the way. And number one, being a founder is the aspect of the finance part of it, and that affects a lot of things. But as Vijana African Voices, we try to do a zero-cost project with a high impact, where we try and run on zero cost. So some of the innovations we've tried to implement, we have volunteers, the human resources, where we get people from within Kiambu County with different expertise, and they want to implement their skills, to use their skills. When you have a skill and you don't utilize it,
it goes to waste.
It's a waste of resource. Yes.
Right.
So we try and involve youths within our community with relevant skills to be part of the program. Number two, we are doing an annual dinner this April, 29th April. We are calling an annual fundraising gala, where we'll be trying to fundraise part of it to promote our projects within the county. Because as we said, we've done mentorship of about 2,000 youths in our community. We've done projects with partners. So we want to scale it up to even different levels. And she said social media is a global village, where whatever you do here will be impactful to even future generation and also to other parts of the world.
All right.
So as we say, #Vijana African to the world.
All right. I've loved that statement. Zero cost but high impact.
Yes.
I think it's also something many people should embody in various aspects of their life. In the long run, Susan, what do you hope to achieve? As Vijana African Voices Initiative, and also maybe as yourself as an advocate for the causes that the whole organization embodies.
Okay. As Vijana African Voices Initiative, we have two major projects that we hope to launch during the annual, the first anniversary dinner. We have one that is called Modeling the Next Generation. This is where we are looking to do mentorship. We're looking to restore dignity. We're looking to do sports activity that bring them together. The second one is Kikao na Vavi. As we're talking about digital space, we are looking to start something that will harness the potential among the youth in terms of digital platforms. People who are, we find the youths and you ask them what they want to do. Some want to do podcasts, others want to do YouTubing. I am a YouTuber, by the way. I have a YouTube channel. Right. So I would want to, as I grow, I would want to also mentor someone, because I have really gone through challenges and I'm able to pass on the lessons that I've learned to someone who is starting up. So we are looking to have a digital space where we allow them to come and learn and also start them up, because I think the most important part for everyone is a kickstart in life. We all have ideas, but we need someone to hold your hand and tell you, don't follow this path, it's this path. We need someone. So we want to be that platform where we'll be helping them to maybe do their podcasts, do their YouTubing, do digital marketing, and even today, even that Mama Mboga can market their work online. Even that hairdresser will use the online platform for empowerment and for advertisement and marketing. So for Vijana African Voices, two major projects. The one that will help the preteen before they get to the digital space. For the preteens, we're going to empower them and mold them as they become the youths of the next generation. And then once we already have the ones who are over 18, we'll help them with the Kikao na Vavi. So that's for Vavi. As a youth advocate, I would want to see change. And change begins with you, with me, myself. So I would want to see a country where we have good environment, because even as we do youth advocacy, we're talking to the government and telling them, we do not want handouts, we do not want cash. We want you to create an environment where we can utilize our potential. We are powerful, we have what it takes, we have ideas, we just need an environment that is enabling enough for us to utilize our potential.
All right. That's, I hope someone from the government is watching, because that's a powerful statement there to make, and I hope they do follow it up. What do you hope to achieve yourself? Because as a founder, I'm sure you have a vision as well.
As Vavi, yes. I think we should take step by step. I always say the first step is the one you can see. So as for Vavi, I'll echo just what she's saying, because we don't want to chew more than we can handle. So I think for Vavi, we'll focus on the two projects. Then we see, we are calling out for partners, because we are only impacting one county, Kiambu County. What about the rest of the counties? What are we doing?
All right.
So
you're open to partnerships and collaborations.
Yes. Okay. Having partnership and collaborations to come together and ensure that the youths are molded to have an impactful future generation. And on a personal level, I would say whatever we have been doing, like I said, the social media is a global village, because you find that whatever we do here in Kenya is actually people want to hear it in other worlds. So as Vavi, I'll be going to Botswana in the next 1 week to just as youth change makers in Africa to also, you know, share that some of what you've done, what we want to do in our community, and also bring ideas from other countries and that we can implement to be able to, you know, impact change in our community in a holistic manner by ensuring a gender equal society and also promoting gender equality for positive masculinity. Because as you said, men will tend to use their masculinity if they feel intimidated. So we want to ensure that we have a positive masculinity towards our generation.
That can be a whole conversation that we can have here on positive masculinity. I think masculinity has become such a sensational topic in the internet, and it's also been painted really in a bad image. So I think we need to change that. Maybe sometime in the future we can get to talk about that, and maybe the forums that you have planned. One thing I wanted to tell you though, because you said you're going to Botswana in a week's time, I saw this tweet from one very famous journalist called Larry. He said every citizen of Botswana gets free land anywhere in the country. Even though it's the size of France or Kenya, it only has 2.5 million people. The Kalahari Desert covers 70% of that country, but there's still plenty of tribal land to go around. So what happens is that when you turn 18, you're open to applying for like a small tribal land, and there's just so much that, you know, they're wanarakisha watu haujashika ID. So maybe you can change your citizenship or get dual citizenship to shake a tribal land.
Well, we are open to see what happens.
Collaborations with Botswana and Vavi. There's a fundraising dinner that's happening on the 29th of this month. Who is it open to? Is it the members, or how is that going to happen?
It's open to everyone. We have like an entry fee whereby it's a contribution towards our project, while we also celebrate the work we have done. So we sit down, reflect, we have been able to achieve this, what else can we do going forward? So it's a platform for the youths to come share experience, to come share, give us feedback, what they would want us to see in the next coming projects that will enable them to be even more empowered in our society.
All right. So, that's great. So if someone wants to join now, the organization, I think I'll get back to that so that you give us on also your parting shots, how people can get to join Vavi, application process and all of that. But getting a parting shot from you, but also shameless plug-in for your YouTube channel. Tell us what you do there, and how many videos so far?
So we start with the parting shot. I will echo what Justine Wamai said. I know we know her. She was running in it to
Wajakwa in the Roots Party.
Yes. Right. She's been saying something in Atuhusu. I think as youths we should not YOLO about life too much, you know. So it's about time that we started intentional living, which does not mean not having fun. It means balancing the equation, making sure that as you have fun, you're conscious about your personal goals, you're conscious about what you do to other people, because we have seen killings, and unfortunately we are killing each other. We are, most of the people who are in these very funny situations, they are youths. So being conscious about yourself, intentional living, even as we YOLO, even as we have fun. So in Atuhusu, let us be involved. Let us not, as we mind our own business, let us mind the business that brings change in our society, and let us purpose to support people who are doing good things in the society. Let us support Vijana African Voices. We welcome you to our dinner. It will be lit. We're going to have fun, even as we engage in intriguing conversations, even as we have a very nice time together. So we invite them.
All right.
On my YouTube channel, I am, as I said, I'm a HIV prevention ambassador, an advocate, because we talk about HIV prevention. Unfortunately, again, it goes back to the youths. Statistics zinasema most of the
people
new
infected.
infections,
Right.
they are youths. So we want to ask ourselves, why are we, with this knowledge, with the technology, why are we still the ones who are getting the new infections? So I focus on HIV prevention. Previously, I have also done music. I am a gospel artist. But now we also use the same platform to preach peace and HIV awareness messages and much more.
All right.
So
I
I'm
can check it out.
Sujoy Blessed.
All right. Okay, so do check it out and subscribe and stay tuned, yeah, for more from her. Parting shot from you, and also how people who want to join you at Vavi can do that.
All right. For anyone who wants to join Vijana African Voices, we have different platform you can showcase your skills. Number one, we have the part of digital literacy, all part of it, where you can showcase your talent on digital literacy. You have photography, we have facilitation, we have trainings. So any platform that you feel your skills can be used, you can send us your CV on our email, vijanaafricanvoicesinitiative@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to respond to you. So the part in short, I would say, in terms of youths, we'd say check on your mental health. If your mental health is okay, then you're good to go, and it's okay not to be okay. At the end of the day, we want to break the barriers of receiving or being able to speak out in whatever you're going through, because at the end of the day, emotions never know any gender. So whatever you might be suffering from, either you're a man or a woman or a boy or a child, it will affect you in a long scale, because if your mind is not stable, you won't be able to do a lot of things.
Okay, the mind is your business, and also your business is in the mind. So do take very, very good care of that. And also maybe to reiterate the statement she said there earlier, inatuhusu. Yeah. So as you go on with the business, minding your business, but also remember there's business outside of your business that you should be minding as well. We mean business when we are in business. This is Biashara Tuesday. I've had a great conversation with Vijana African Voices Initiative. You can check them on all the social platforms, and it's at
Vijana African Voices across all platforms.
All right.
Yes.
Biashara Tuesday takes a break. I'll be back to read your feedback and also to look at what is hitting the headlines this morning. I have the Standard and the Daily Nation. If you have any other, please send me the headlines, and then we'll get to discuss that after I'm back.
What's up, Vijana African Voices would kindly invite you to our annual gala dinner. It's happening on the 29th April of this April 2023. Our main focus will be the launching of 2 projects that will be tackling problems affecting youth in Kiambu County. So feel welcome. The dress code is Africanism, where we'll be dressing to promote African culture, as our logo says, African, Vijana African Voices. And feel welcome as we say hashtag Vijana African Voices, hashtag Friends of Vavi.